EFCC finally nabbed Bola Tinubu for corruption, demands for declaration of assets and documents. The EFCC has requested Bola Tinubu's asset declaration document from the Code of Conduct Bureau. People Gazette can report in a politically charged inquiry that could see the former Lagos governor and ruling party chieftain arrested and prosecuted before 2023. The Anti-Graft Office in November 2020 asked the Asset Fraud Investigation Office to supply details of Mr. Tinubu's asset documents as part of an ongoing probe of the politicians, according to a code of the request obtained by the Gazette. The request, dated November 6th, was a follow-up to previous demands made with respect to Mr. Tinubu's asset filings. In the letter, the EFCC referred to its previous letter of September 4th, 2020, and CCB's response of October 9th, 2020, asking the Bureau to supply outstanding requested information of Bola Ahmed Adekunle Tinubu. It was not immediately cleared whether or not the CCB has obliged the EFCC request for additional information ever since, or the nature and scope of information provided, if applicable. The EFCC November 6th memo also included another high-profile politician and Buhari administration official, but the Gazette's lawyers advised that his identity should be protected until our reporters and editors have established why he was being investigated. Respective spokesperson for the EFCC and CCB did not return requests seeking comments about Mr. Tinubu investigation as led by Abdul Rashid Bawa when he was the head of Lagos Zonal Office. Mr. Bawa was confirmed as the chairman of EFCC last week despite being a subject of a smoothed corruption probe. An official said he is now fully in charge of Mr. Tinubu's case. A spokesman for Mr. Tinubu did not return calls and messages seeking comment, but two associates strategizing for the former governor told the Gazette he had already learned of the probe and sent messages to President Muhammad Buhari for mercy. Asiwaju Tinubu contacted the president some weeks ago to protest that his hands are clean of any dubious practices. The source said under anonymity to avoid damaging his relationship with the Lagos heavyweight. He told the president that if the EFCC must proceed with its probe, then it has to do so with compassion and fear of God. But what Asiwaju really wants is for the investigation to stop, because we all know it was instigated by Abubakar Malami to harass and prosecute the party leader and destabilize him before 2023, the source said. Another source close to Mr. Tinubu said he recently heard the politicians complaining about the influence of the Attorney General on the Buhari administration. We were together and I heard it when he said Malami wanted to become the kingmaker in the APC. The source said he also said Malami does not have the intellectual strength to direct the affairs of a ruling party and will not be allowed to kill the party. A senior EFCC official familiar with Mr. Tinubu investigation said the agency was aided in part by Nigerian adoption of a financial system driven by modern surveillance infrastructure. Mr. Tinubu was already arraigned in 2011 for asset declaration fraud, but the matter was dismissed due to the failure of prosecutors to find enough evidence to substantiate their claim that he operated foreign bank accounts while governor between 1999 to 2007. But the EFCC has now found additional information and believed it would successfully nail Mr. Tinubu using the same set of asset documents. Thank you for listening to this news. Can you imagine? Tinubu at last. Tinubu at last. Tinubu, you are nailed at last. Who will ever believe this? Who will ever hear this and say it is a lie? My dear, let me tell you the truth. Tinubu deserved to be nailed. Tinubu deserved to be nailed. Like seriously, he deserves it. If there is any person they need to nail first, it's Tinubu. I'm telling you, it is Tinubu, because I've never seen a corrupt leader that is as corrupt as Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu is the senior advocate of corruption. You can imagine, this is a man that, though is not in government, but what is earning is more than what someone in government is earning. Before he left office as a governor, he has already put in all that he needs in place that will be fetching him all the money that he needs. That is what he did. You see that? That is why I tell you that what happened to him during the EndSARS protest is just a little. A little. He is the one that initiated the presence and existence of these bandits. Now these bandits are now against him. These bandits are now fighting him. So why is he worried? Why is he crying? If anyone tells him that these people will later in future go start back at him, he will never believe. He will never believe it. So let them go on with the probe. You will see any probe pushed to Bola Tinubu, I tell you that probe will be fruitful, because Tinubu is in every angle corrupt. He embezzled Lagos to the finish. To the finish. See, let me tell you something. Tinubu is the richest man in Lagos. If Tinubu declares his asset as Efcc has just said, I'm telling you, you will discover that when talking about one of the richest man in Nigeria, you'll be calling Tinubu. Then you start asking, how did he got all those money? How did he got all those money? You see? So that is why I will say that it is a good thing. It is a good thing. You understand? Let them probe him to declare his assets. Let them probe him. That is what we want. That is what we want. It should be probed. Imagine a man that has a balloon van. A balloon van. Was he having this? Was he having the balloon van before? Was he? When one is talking, he says that that he has the money before. Oh God. See, only God will pay all these our politicians back with the evil coin that they are using to pay us, because these are the people that emptied us completely. They emptied this country to the finish and sent the poor people to the early grave. Well, what's your take, my viewers? Deem it free to leave your comment below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.